Good morning, everyone. This is a quick video for administrators to show you how to monitor the completion of forms in Ellevation. It's a very quick way to be able to do it from your office whenever you have a chance and you know exactly how it is that you need to follow up. Just as a friendly reminder, these forms are due December 2nd. This is a way that you can verify and monitor your forms, any type of form that you actually that we actually push out and we need to have completed. So to begin with, you're going to go under the Students tab. You're going to go to Monitoring. So from here is the length of different forms. What we are specifically looking at for today are the instructional accommodations, and you'll verify each one for each content area. Now, if you're an elementary administrator, please be mindful that your teachers are self-contained. Some of them are self-contained. And so that means that they're going to have multiple forms to complete for the same student. Now, I'll touch base on that a little bit later on, but as up front, please know that teachers will only have to complete one form for each student for only one subject area. And we'll look at that in just a second. Now, when we are verifying ELAR forms or any form, please make sure that we are looking at the correct date, because one thing and one mistake I had already done previously is that I was looking at the date from last year and not at the date from this year. So when we are verifying these forms, make sure that you have the due date December 2nd listed on this drop-down menu. The next thing that you want to do is, if you notice, there are three different types of buckets. We have the needs monitoring, the assigned forms, and submitted forms. The ones that we are verifying are these groups of forms, the assigned forms. If you have any forms that are with the due date for December 2nd, 2022, you can simply select them, perform action, and assign those forms. For some reason, they didn't make it into the list, but it's okay. We just took care of it. Now, to continue to monitor them, I'm going to drill down to just one subject, one campus, so that way it's not overwhelming. So this is how many forms we need to complete for the district. But now that we're looking at Jackson, the number has gone down to 101. So from here, what you can do is you can send reminders if you still see that forms have not been completed, or you can also generate a listing. So as a campus, you know that the forms are due December 2nd. If you want to have teachers and do a soft due date, and let's say they're due by next Friday, you can communicate that to your teachers. And as you are verifying and following up on the completion of these forms, with this report that we just pulled, it gives you the whole entire list of students and your teachers and what forms they need to complete. So obviously they haven't submitted them, but once they start submitting them, you'll start seeing the dates that they have submitted them and also the recommendations for them. So it's a really nice, easy report to print out. There is also a generate report. I'm not going to go through it. It's not necessary, but it basically prints out a one-pager for each individual student. It's lengthy. It does have a lot of detailed information, but for the purpose of what you're trying to do, it's not necessary. Now, once you actually have these forms submitted, they will start moving, and this number will start increasing, and you'll start seeing the number going up and seeing that the forms are being submitted. So that's the quick way of seeing those forms. Now, and you will repeat this process for all of your forms, for all of the different content areas. As you're moving along. Now let's go to a different campus. I'm going to go to a high school. So here, as you see here, again, be mindful of the due date. Make sure it's selected under December 2nd. I already made that mistake. Please don't make that mistake as well. But again, we see that these have been assigned. They haven't been completed, so I can generate that list, or I can send reminders from here. Okay, now for elementary, we had talked about how teachers who are self-contained, they're going to have those groups of monitoring forms that are more than one to complete. So if you notice here, we have a group of forms for ELAR, social studies, and math. Again, please remind them, and I have sent an email to them, but I want to make sure to take the time to communicate this more than once, is that they only need to complete the subject group for which they have the most students listed under. So ELAR, they have 32 students out of 19 for these. So these are going to be the forms that this teacher will have to complete. Okay? So the other ones, they do not have to worry about them. Those duplicated ones, I will start to try to remove them. But if for some reason it's still showing up on their end, please let them know that the number will dwindle down and they are only responsible for the subject that has the most number on it. Okay, so that is how you actually monitor your forms. I hope this video is of help and use for you. If anything else, please know that you may contact me, extension 2022, or my cell phone. I think everyone has my cell phone. Miss Cedric is also available to help you guys in any sort of way. Thank you.